So I guess I just want to start by going through from the beginning. How did the idea for Channel 3000 first come up? Was it WISC's first website, first of all?
No, it wasn't. There was a WISCTV.com prior to that. Obviously, at the time, 25, 26, 27, 28 years ago, was when the, especially the media, I mean, everybody was looking at what the internet was going to be. But the media, radio and TV and newspapers knew that they had a role in this. It was going to be big. So organizations were preparing websites, and it was just so new and exactly what was going to be in there that there were a lot of challenges to that, because obviously the availability to reach people who had internet access at all was very limited. So it was they called it a new media at the time. Some people still do, but there's 25 years, 30 years of it. There's nothing new about it anymore.
I guess that takes me to a question that I get a lot, and frankly, I don't know how to answer because I don't know the origin. Why the name Channel 3000?
There's two elements to it. One is the first, the idea of why not WISCTV.com. Most organizations were doing that, taking their name, a newspaper name or a TV or radio station name, and just using that as a .com. We felt that limited our reach. In other words, even though we were a strong number one station, it would really serve us well. But if our competitors had a loyal following, what would bring them to a station that they, in one form or another, might not prefer? So we thought it gave us a broader opportunity to reach a new audience. Also, and this is probably the most important thing, is that it gave us the opportunity. I mean, we understood that it was a new medium. It wasn't television, it wasn't radio. It was something brand new, this internet at the time. And so we didn't want to tag it with the call letters of a TV station. We felt that, it would, inside the station, we would let people know what it was in terms of something other than WISCTV.com.
So when the website launched, when Channel 3000 launched, what were some of the goals for the site when it first launched that you had in mind?
I would think that early on, the goals were just to get it going, get something there. Obviously, to try to sell it, but it was a difficult proposition because not a lot of people had access. I think around that time, internet access was 25 to 30% in the country. Madison was a good market because of the technology in Madison and the university and the state capital. There was good opportunities for, to reach a new audience online. The goal is just to sort of establish ourselves both internally in terms of an organization that was different from the TV, and also in the community and to our clients as a new medium. And to say, look, this isn't Channel 3, this is Channel 3000. It's an online news website.
The one thing that struck me was, even that early on, the staff that you had dedicated for that, was that rare at the time to have 3 or 4 separate people just dedicated to the website?
I think it was very rare, especially in the size market we were in. It was very, very rare. But, we felt that, again, it's like any content. You got to deliver some good content. Most stations at the time were taking their copy that they had on TV, cutting and pasting it, and putting it online. And that was pretty much it. There was no video at the time. I mean, you could do video, but the opportunity to watch video was so limited because most people were dial-up. And most stations were cutting and pasting and just taking their TV scripts and putting them online. The 3 journalists that we had were able to take the content, rewrite it, work with the reporter in the newsroom because we were adjacent to them, and put copy on that was really meant more for online than on TV. And the TV copy, as you well know, is different. So you just can't take a TV script anymore and just plop it online. It has to be presented for a viewer in a different way.
what would you consider to be some of the highlights or more memorable either stories or things that were on the site over the past 25 years?
Oh gosh. Oh my
I know
goodness.
it's a big question.
Probably the big one that made the biggest difference in terms of launching the site into its wide success. Now, we did a lot of promotion of it, but somewhere I got these statistics for September 10th, 2001, and September 12th, 2001, and September 11th, 2001. And if I recall correctly, the number of people who came to the site because they knew we were a website. They might have never visited it before, but they knew we produced copy online. And 9/11 was such one of those stories that you just had to have copy. You had to have information. People were looking for information minute to minute. On television, the networks just blew away all the local coverage. So the only way you could present something locally was to go online. They gave us maybe a couple of minutes here and there. So I think that was the first big thing that really moved us from, just a website to a website with a real presence in the Madison market.
How have you seen the site evolve over the years? Obviously, there's been a few different looks, but has there been any evolution beyond, the outward appearance of it?
Oh, well, certainly. I mean, the technology leads a lot of that. I mentioned video earlier, the opportunity to do video. And really now it's just, anybody who's hasn't been watching for the last, 25 years might not know that 1998, there was just no way to put video on. And so the increasing quality of the video in terms of the way we can see it certainly helped television because we have the visuals that we early on could never use. So now we can take these great pictures that we have, this video that we have, and create a more compelling story.
One of the things when I first started here that really struck me about the company as a whole is it's an early adopter in a lot of these new technologies and new spaces. So I guess, could you kind of talk about why 25 years ago it was so important to be an early adopter of the web platform?
So from a corporate standpoint, an ownership standpoint, it's a family-owned company and has been since the beginning. From that standpoint, their DNA was to be first. And so the advantage of being first, if you're delivering a good product, is you create loyalty and you can grab people, viewers and users from, anywhere you go. If you have the reputation and you deliver the product, then and the credibility is there, you're just going to build a lasting success.
And now I think looking forward, what do you think the next 25 years looks like for Channel 3000?
I've been retired now for since 2017. So it just appears that the mobile is where it's at. So I think we just got to continue the way people are using it. You see how these people. I got five grandkids, ages from 11 to 20, late 20s. And the way that they're using the media, the way they're using everything from their watches to their other devices, it's a big part of what they have. So I think just continue to create content, being able to sort of see what's starting to move people. It is a business, so you got to look at what's financially viable as well. But generally, if people are interested in something, then you then you can find that niche that's going to work, or niches that are going to work to create success. So, what's ahead? Who knows exactly beyond what we're doing now, what's being done now, and do it better, and do it broader. But for Channel 3000, the importance is local. You got to keep an eye on the local audience, because that's something that, very few people can deliver in this market. You got two other TV stations, and you got two other newspapers. And as long as we can deliver that on a credible basis, I think we'll stay strong.